Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan video. In this video we're going to take a look at the strikingly beautiful technique Android 18 strength unit and how good she is in DBZ Dokkan. She's a Pepe Gal's lead or extreme strength type lead of 120%. She greatly raises attack and defense for 1 turn. She has key +2, attack and defense of 180%, medium chance of evasion. When attacking a 12 or more key, attack and defense of 180%. When another 4 or more Pepe Gal's category allies on the team, when there's a physical type enemy, she has attack of 180% and chance of evading the enemy's attack plus 18%, and after evading an attack, her attacks are effective against all type for 6 turns. This means from her passive she has an effective 48% evasion rate. Innocence, Twin Terrors, Android Assault, Shocking Speed, Battlefield Diva, Infinite Energy, Sharing the Limit are a decent Android focus link set. She links great with Android 17s, 18s, etc. And she's on Android, Cell Saga, Battle of Wits, Pepe Gal, Siblings Bond, Target, Goku, and Uncontrollable Power. I bring her up because she's a pretty solid unit actually. I think firstly 5 million damage for 55% unit, and a unit that's going to have essentially close to 300-400k defense post super is pretty good. I think a lot of people underestimate how much these on super raises affect defense, and I think she can be very, very solid. 140 to 190k at 55%. Raising that all the way up to above 400k with a 5 million super is pretty good. If you were to have her at a rainbow level, you could even be looking at a 6 or 7 million attacker with over 500-600k defense depending on links. Link levels also mean a lot to her. So in general, she can look pretty good. Her big restrictions are her, restrictions. Essentially, her best level of power, and when her damage is at its fullest, requires you to face either a physical type enemy or to have 4 or more Pepe Gal's category allies. This can cause you some issues because aside from certain Android makeups or basically a Pepe Gal's team, unless you're facing a physical type enemy, she's not going to deal out her damage, and her damage is unfortunately her biggest strength. She doesn't provide utility, she doesn't lower attack and defense, she doesn't give support, and her evasion, although solid at 48%, isn't anything to write home about to make her a tank. It's a nice mechanic to have, it doesn't make her a massive tank. So what that means is basically you're kind of sold or stuck with the idea of her doing decent damage. Now I think she's a great choice for Ultimate Clash. I often will use her as an alternative to some units for Ultimate Clash, largely because of her strength and performance against physical type enemies. I think it is something that makes her really good and really solid. I like her kit, I think she's simple to use, and I think her evasion is pretty good. If you were to build her into a full additional evasion build, I think she'd look pretty solid. Right now, I'd probably leave her full additional for 2 reasons. One, she's probably one day going to get an easy aim. This will elevate her evasion rate, and based on recent units, probably push that to close to 70%. And on top of that, they'll probably give her some kind of crit or attack spectacle against all type mechanic will obviously remain, so additionals will maximize her offense. That's the safe bet for now, just based on what she's got. All in all, I think she's a fun, interesting unit. Not necessarily great for maybe the meta in-game stages, but if you need a useful strength type unit against physical enemies, you can't go too wrong with her. Couple that with her extreme strength type lead of 120%, and she's a fairly solid choice to help out in a lot of those situations. Is she going to break the game? Probably not. Is she a good solid unit to use in content like Ultimate Clash? Most definitely. All in all, I really like Android 18, and I think she's a fun unit to use. I don't think she's going to burst your bubble, but I think ultimately she will come to being an incredibly solid, helpful unit that you'll find is very usable and very solid in terms of overall performance. Again, I think her biggest shame is that she's just a bit restricted category-wise. I think if they made it Pepe Gals or Androids, which I hope they fix with her Easy A, you can find her being utilized on a lot more teams, and if they give her a little bit of utility, just like attack lowering or something, I think she could actually be really useful with how the rest of her build might go. So for me, there's definitely hope here for this unit, and I'm excited to use them down the line. Right now they're a great Ultimate Clash option, great lead for Ultimate Clash, and pretty good for your early to mid-tier content. It's not like they're terrible at all. 5 million super is great for a lot of older content. Fighting Legend Frieza, Fighting Legend Goku, early Red Zones, ESBR, pretty much any of that kind of content. She's going to be more than fine. Great damage dealer for you. And I like her link set, and I think she could be pretty solid. Especially monotype SBRs, ESBRs, etc. You might find her being actually quite a bit of fun. So don't rule her out. Definitely give her a try. But yeah, I think that is it from me. So let me know your thoughts and opinions on Android 18. Have you used her? Have you not? And I'll see you next time.